Okay, I was knocked out, babes.
She's got the good vibes, beauty that I can't describe, golden like the summer.
Hey, what's up guys, welcome to my channel. I am the Missy K, and today I decided to tell you guys about my fibroid, laparoscopic myomectomy, cyst, all that. I wanted to tell you guys my journey, share my story with you guys, because after I got it, or like once I found out, it's so many people that have fibroids and cysts and endo and all that other stuff. So I wanted to tell you guys my story about it while I do my makeup, because yeah, fun, right? Okay, so oh my god, I feel like this is gonna be hard to talk about and do my makeup at the same time. Okay, summer of 2022, I had got a new OBGYN because prior, I want to say like 2018, but whenever I was on my cycle, I would get like pains when I would like use the restroom, like when I would pee. And it was only when I was on my cycle. It was only when I was on my cycle. But every time I would use the bathroom, I would have to like literally hold something. Like I could barely sit down because my abdominal would hurt so bad. Like I could barely freaking sit down. So I was like, okay, this is not right. I need to go to the doctor, go to OBGYN. Mind you, I had a female OBGYN the first time, and she was like, oh, it's probably just your cycle. You know, so I had got a male one. He had like good reviews and everything like that, so I went to him, boom boom boom. So I went to him and he suggested that we do an ultrasound. So before I even get into like the ultrasound, I did have heavy periods. Like they were heavy, but not to the point like they were heavy. But I know there are some people, once I've like, you know, done my research and just seen different people's experiences, there are people who like multiple tampons or have to wear a tampon and a pad. Mine was never that heavy, but it was heavy, you know. Also, my cycle was only 3 days and my cramps weren't terrible. I just thought they were just like regular period cramps, you know. The thing that was super alarming to me was when I would go to the restroom. We got the ultrasound back and he's seen 2 fibroids and a cyst. Now, when he looked and he got the fibroid and the cyst, he was saying that they were I can't look at the name because I logged out of my mind chart. Basically, they were on the outside. So different people's can be positioned in different places, but mine was on the outside. So of my uterus, oh my God, they were on the outside of my uterus. So the way he described it was like, it was almost like a mushroom. So when they did the surgery, they would just have to like, pew, cut it off. That's how he described it, like it was on the outside. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but this process was just so quick for me. It was like extremely quick. Like I found out in the summertime, and then my surgery was scheduled for end of October, beginning of November. One of them was basically 4 centimeters. The other one was 5, and then I had a cyst. I want to say I had more than one cyst, but I would have to look at my chart or whatever. But I want to say I had more than one cyst. So that was kind of the background on like what my cycles were usually like, why I went to the OBGYN, what they told me. He suggested that I get a laparoscopic myomectomy, and that is basically like a non-invasive way of getting rid of the fibroids. So they do 3 incisions, I think, 1 through your belly button and 2 on the sides. Some people have 4. I only had 3, I think. Yeah, I only had 3, like my belly button and then 2 on the side. But it's like a robotic procedure where they remove the fibroid. Surgery was at like 5 that morning. When I did get ready to do the surgery, I went in and everybody was really nice. Like it was, you know, good vibes. My anesthesiologist came in when I was still in the prep room or whatever. And he like introduced himself, and then my OBGYN who was doing the procedure introduced himself. I had spoke to them before my surgery, so that was, you know, I like that because it's like reassuring, because I feel like it would have been more scary if I'm like, okay, I haven't seen my doctor, I'm getting a surgery, whatever. So I got to speak to him, see him, and he was like, you know, you ready? Like, and we told me like what they're gonna be doing today. You know what I'm saying? So we all on the same page. My anesthesiologist came in, and like a little bit after that, all I remember is that these two nice ladies rolling me down into like the surgery part, and I was knocked. So went into surgery or whatever. I got out of surgery like once it was done. I want to say, dang, I'm trying to think how long the surgery was. I want to say the surgery is supposed to take 2 hours. I want to say mine was maybe 3 or 4. So, and then after that, all I can remember is me in like my recovery room or whatever, and baby, I don't know what drug I was on, but I felt good. The only thing that was uncomfortable was the catheter. I had a catheter in or whatever. So that, oh my God, that was so annoying. If you've ever had one in, it is not comfortable at all. Not comfortable. So I wanted it taken out. So the nurse came in and she took it out or whatever. And so I was just extremely tired after that. I was just sleeping. I know I had to stay overnight, and they would come in, check my vitals or whatever. I think I felt fine. I don't think I had to ask for too many drugs. I was like so in pain. I think I was really just high for real. I think one thing that you could expect if you are getting it is to be so tired. Like I remember the ladies coming in and asking me what I wanted to eat or whatever like that, and I think I had ordered, I was so sleepy, so high, so out of it. And I remember like telling them what I wanted or whatever. Like I don't even think I looked at the menu. I was so tired because I think they had to wake me up to ask me what I wanted to eat. And so I think my mom was just like reading me off the options or whatever, and I think I had like told her what I wanted. They brought it to me. I didn't eat. Like the whole time I was there, y'all, I didn't eat dinner, I didn't eat breakfast, I didn't eat. And they had to tell me like, girl, you gotta drink something. Like if you're not gonna eat, baby, you gotta drink. And then my doctor, I want to say that day after the surgery, he came in to see me, and he had told me what happened about the surgery, blah blah blah. And so he was like, yeah, so when we went in, you know, we got rid of everything, blah blah blah, everything's good. And he was like, when we went in, we seen some like scarring or whatever. So basically the scarring that they seen was like indicator signs that I had endometriosis. And so he was like, yeah, and the kind of scarring would have put me at stage 4. And I was like, babes, first of all, I'm just thinking I'm getting a fibroid removed. How did we get here? How did we get here? And so I was like, okay, you know, and he was just kind of like explaining what that meant and stuff like that. But like I said, y'all, I was out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was listening, but like, you know, I was just out of it at the same time. Sometimes they would call me in so that we could walk, and I would like walk down the like hospital halls, whatever, so I would have to walk. So the most annoying part to me was having to call them to freaking get the things off my leg to use the bathroom. Now the heating pad was the best part. Like, oh, it felt so good, because y'all know the hospitals are like cold, so that was probably like the best part. It felt so good. The day after, I was able to go home, and I felt good. Like I felt fine. I went home. I was sleeping on the couch, which I was out of work and everything for like 6 weeks. I couldn't drive, any of that stuff. I couldn't push, pull, all that kind of stuff. When I got home, I had to sleep on the couch for, I want to say like about a week or 2 or whatever, because my bed is super high. Was my bed high at the time? I'm trying to think, because I like switch beds. Either my bed was super low. I want to say my bed was super low at the time. It would have been pulling, straining my body. So I slept on the couch for about 2 weeks or whatever. So eventually I had went back to work. God is so good. So after, this is where things get a little crazy. So after my healing, my recovery, I go back into work. And so, you know, I'm living my great life. I'm having my cycles. My cycles are very light. Like, girl, if this is what a normal period cycle was supposed to be, girl, I was bleeding heavy, okay? It was so light. It was so light. And I was like living the dream. Like, it was so light. Like, I didn't have any cramps or anything like that. So after a while, I would get like little cramps or whatever. So I'm like, you know, I'm not thinking too much into it, whatever. March, I think I had to go back to the doctor. So, you know, kind of like my update check-in. So I had got another ultrasound and a fibroid came back. So they found a fibroid and a cyst. Girl, beaking for real. So when he went in for the ultrasound in March, he was like, a fibroid and a cyst came back, but the fibroid is on the back of my uterus now. Child, I'm gonna round it. It was I want to say it was like 6.4 centimeters. The cyst was, and the fibroid, I cannot remember how big he said it was, but he did say that one came back, but it was on the back of my uterus now. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So at this point, like I said, though, I'm not feeling any pain. Like when I pee or whatever, like I'm not feeling that pain anymore. You know what I'm saying? My cycles are cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just a little bit of difference that I had noticed. But I'm like, I don't want another surgery. So I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not feeling any pain, like, do I have to get another surgery? So he was like, let's meet back in a month, do another ultrasound, see where they are. So went back a month later, and the fibroid was still there. The fibroid didn't grow. It's still in the back of my uterus. So the cyst, however, previous month, it was 6.4, I want to say. When I went back, it was a freaking 8.2. So just growing, okay? She's growing. She's getting a big girl. She's growing. And so I'm just like, pause for the cause, like, girl. So he's like, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do surgery or whatever, And so I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just don't want surgery. I didn't want to deal with it. I don't want it. He's like, yeah, we gotta do surgery. And I'm like, well, if it's not really hurting me, like, do I have to? And he was like, by it growing like that, I want to go ahead and get rid of it, because if it keeps growing and we do eventually have to get rid of it, you won't be able to get laparoscopic. You would have to get myomectomy by it being a certain size. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't want that. So I ended up being able to get my surgery date for July, which literally a day away. I think this time I'm gonna like document it, but yeah, so hopefully nothing comes back next time. Like, it's just so annoying, like, or whatever. It's just, or whatever. But when you do have stuff like this as a woman, it kind of, I don't know about anybody else, but it kind of makes you want to hurry up and get pregnant just so you can have that out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to be trying to beat the clock, for one, age, and for two, trying to hurry up and beat, you know what I'm saying, the fibroids or the cyst, and then endo. It's just a lot, okay? Yeah, so if you have any symptoms whatsoever with your period, go to the doctor. I wouldn't have known, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm thinking I'm going to the doctor for just, you know, my cycle and, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I'm thinking, that's all y'all gonna tell me. Y'all gonna, you know, give me some medicine or like tell me why this is happening. No. You have fibroids, you have cysts, you gotta get surgery. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? So yeah, I didn't finish my lip. I'm probably gonna do a neutral lip with a brown lip liner. So I finished my makeup off camera, but that is my fibroid laparoscopic myomectomy, all the girl things story, ongoing, part 1. But if you do run across this video and you have a fibroid success story, endometriosis success story, a beautiful baby success story. Definitely leave it in the comments for all the girlies who might want to hear it and know, also for me. But yeah guys, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, all that good stuff, share the love. Okay, see you guys in my next video.